Hello everyone, I'm Ryan with PCPartPicker and welcome back to another build video. Today we're putting together a high-end RGB build using the i9-7900X and the X299 chipset. Thanks to ASUS for providing the motherboard, graphics card, and processor, as well as Inwin for providing the power supply for this build. Check the description below for a link to the full part list. Let's get started. Our motherboard for this build is the ASUS ROG Strix X299 gaming. Included in the box we have the I/O shield, motherboard manual, driver disc, mounting hardware for M.2 drives and 3D printed parts, our Q connector, and a high bandwidth SLI bridge. Additionally, it comes with a variety of cables, including a thermal sensor, 2 extension cables for RGB and addressable RGB strips, wireless antenna, 4 SATA cables, and the motherboard itself. Open the CPU socket, starting with the latch next to the unlock symbol, then lift up the cover. Remove the i9-7900X from the plastic packaging. On the corner of the CPU, there's a golden triangle. This is the pin 1 indicator and aligns with the triangle on the CPU socket. Gently set the CPU into place. Remove the protective plastic. Then close the CPU cover and secure it starting with the latch next to the lock symbol. For storage in our build, we're using the Samsung 960 Pro 1TB NVMe M.2 drive. To access the M.2 slot, we first need to remove the heat shield and the 3 screws that are securing it. Install the M.2 standoff in the 80mm position. Take the M.2 drive and place it into the slot. Secure the drive to the standoff using the mounting screw. On the back of the heat shield, remove the protective plastic from the thermal pad. Place the heat shield back onto the M.2 drive and secure it using the screws we just removed. We're using 64 gigabytes of G.Skill Trident Z RGB memory. Remove the informational sticker, then open the latch on all 8 DIMM slots. Place the DIMM in the slot, aligning the notch with the post. It should click when secure. Our case is the Inwin 805 Infinity Edition. It comes with a rear 120mm exhaust fan that will be replacing with the Be Quiet Silent Wings 3. Additionally, we'll mount our radiator to the front of the case in an intake position and remove the 3.5-inch drive cage to allow us to mount 2 more fans at the bottom of the case for intaking cold air. Our Be Quiet fan comes with both hard fittings and anti-vibration fittings. To reduce noise in the case, we'll be using the anti-vibration fittings. Slide them onto the corner of the fan and they should click when secure. Remove the pre-installed rear fan by removing its 4 screws from the back of the case. Remove the 2 screws securing the top of the drive cage. After removing the bottom fan filter, remove the first screw holding the bottom of the drive cage. Remove the screw covers and the 2 screws holding in the front case feet. Remove the final drive cage screw. Then lift the cage out of the case. Reinstall the front case feet. And secure them with the screws we removed. Hold the new rear fan in place while you push the included fasteners into the anti-vibration fittings. Secure the bottom fans with the included fasteners. Set the fan dust cover back into place. Before installing the motherboard, place the I/O shield at the back of the case. It should click when secure. The 805 Infinity comes with 6 standoffs pre-installed, including 2 of them that are raised to help align the motherboard. We need to install 3 additional standoffs for our ATX motherboard. Using the included standoff tool, secure the standoff to the case. Place the motherboard in the case, aligning it with the rear I/O and those 2 alignment standoffs. Secure the motherboard using the screws included with the case. Our power supply for this build is the Inwin Classic Series 80 Plus Platinum C900W. It comes with a variety of cables for different part lists, and because it's fully modular, you only plug in the ones you need. For our build, we'll be using this set of cables. Plug them in, starting with the EPS cables. PCIe cables. .24-pin power cable. Molex cable. And the SATA power cable. Since there's no venting at the bottom of the case, we'll place the power supply in with the fan face up. Secure it with the provided screws. Connect the cables to the motherboard, starting with the HD audio for the headphone and microphone jack at the front of the case. RGB cable for the front panel case lighting. Front panel USB 2.0 cable. The ASUS Q connector, to which we've already plugged in the front panel switches and LEDs. The 2 intake fans from the bottom of the case. Front panel USB 3.0 cable. .24-pin power cable. .8-pin EPS cable. .4-pin CPU power cable. And connect the rear case fan to the chassis fan header. Our cooler for this build is the Corsair H115i. It comes with mounting hardware for both AMD and Intel, as well as 2 stock fans, which we'll be replacing with the Be Quiet Silent Wings 3 to match the aesthetic of our build. Take out the radiator bracket by removing the thumb screws. Align the fans with the radiator to intake cold air through it, and place the bracket on the other side. Secure the fans and radiator to the bracket with the screws included with the cooler. Secure the mounting stud for the CPU cooler with the shorter side down. Gently set the radiator into the case. And secure it with the thumb screws. Remove the plastic cover from the CPU block. You'll notice the thermal paste is already pre-applied. Then place the CPU block onto the screws around the CPU. And secure it with the thumb screws. Connect the radiator fans to the splitter from the CPU block. Connect the CPU fan cable to the CPU fan header. Connect the SATA power to the CPU cooler and the Molex power for the Inwin logo on the case. Remove the second and third expansion slot covers for the graphics card. Our graphics card for this build is the ASUS STRIX GTX 1080 Ti. Open the latch on the X16 slot, then remove the plastic cover from the graphics card and gently set it into place. Secure it using the screws we just removed. Connect the two 8-pin PCIe power cables. With all of our cables and components in place, let's flip the switch on the power supply and press the power button to give it a quick test boot before we manage the cables. And that's the screen we're looking for. All we have to do now is manage the cables and install the operating system. Thanks for joining us for another successful build video. And a big thanks to ASUS for providing the motherboard, processor, and graphics card, as well as Inwin for providing the power supply for this build. Be sure to check out our cable management video, and if you enjoyed our content or learned anything new, please give us a like and subscribe.